This is the slogan that's about to bombard league fans and hopefully win back their loyalty.
Everywhere I went over Christmas, all I heard was people saying they want to understand their game. They want their game back. It's their game.
The new campaign was unveiled at today's launch of the 7's, but not everything went smoothly.
To the 9's, or 7's tournament, that's an awful word. Someone's just asked me whether 9's being launched.
The biggest attraction of this year's competition is Team USA giant Nate Turner, who played in the last 2 Super Bowls.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. I'm a lot faster than I might look, so I think it'd be like sleight of hand type deal.
The tournament begins on February 8.
And the ARL's year begins with the World 7's, featuring 24 teams. The competition over 2 days early next month features traditional clubs plus 12 other countries, including Lebanon for the first time.
And a new look following yesterday's Super League launch of the inaugural World 9's tournament. Today it was the turn of the Australian Rugby League to unveil the World 7's extravaganza.
In a season where league fans will for the first time have a choice of competitions, this morning's launch brought the loyalist ARL troops to the Sydney Football Stadium. This year, the 7's, which kick off on Saturday, February the 8th, will comprise 24 teams, among them a strong USA lineup, which includes former Pittsburgh Steelers NFL star Jermaine Johnson. Johnson boasts a stunning 10.18 seconds for the 100 metres.
Through running races like that and competing with such a talent level as Carl Lewis and Leroy Burrell and Dennis Mitchell and those guys, I really, started to home in on some things and build my my sprint capabilities.
Johnson's already signed with Parramatta for this year, but before that promises the Americans will be hard to beat in the 7's.
We've got a big, strong, fast team, but we also have a lot of guys that like to get in there and mix it up and eager, to play some hard-nosed ball.
Former Australian Test player Craig Salvatore will coach Italy.
We've got an exhibition game against Lebanon at Marconi Stadium on the Saturday night, pre-heading one of the Marconi soccer game matches. I think it's against Canberra, so it should be a bit of fun, and it'll also give us another insight into the side, see how they play, and hopefully put us together something for the 7's the following weekend.
You won't be poaching any of the Marconi players for the World 7's?
There is a player who plays for Marconi who used to play rugby league, one of the North's lower grade sides, but out of that, no, at this stage I don't think so.
The ARL also today unveiled its new theme for the Optus Cup. The marketing program will be centred around the slogan, "It's my game."
Game is the latest promotional slogan in the battle to win back the fans. Had its first public airing at today's World 7's launch.
An imposing sight in this year's World 7's, Nate Turner, ex-Super Bowl player with the Buffalo Bills, now tackling rugby league with Team USA and trialling as a forward for Parramatta, something he never imagined possible.
Not in 1,000 years, but the opportunity arose, for me to continue playing professional sports and have a chance to keep going, so that's why I'm here.
The tournament boasts 24 teams from 10 countries, including Italy and Lebanon. As a forerunner to the Optus Cup, the ARL-aligned clubs are taking the competition seriously. Defending champions Newcastle will be treating the trophy with a little more respect.
Financial part of it's very important for the clubs. $80,000 can't be snoozed at.
Following yesterday's launch of Super League's World 9's, today was the establishment's reply in the battle for the fans.
Both organisations have got something to sell. I don't think any of the players really get into the politics of it now on either side.
The players may be concentrating on winning the trophy, but the politics continues. Today's launch giving a taste of how the ARL plans to win the fans this season. New ARL Chief Executive Neil Whittaker's first public engagement carried a simple message.
The fact is, from where I sit, it's the fans who own this game.
The two-day tournament kicks off at the Sydney Football Stadium on February 8.
Inspired by their coach Tommy, it was the Italian side coming out. Penna, Iocco, Barbora, Capavilla, Darrow, Donato and Rando. A pretty strong Italian side there, coached by a former Rooster, Craig Salvatore. So he'll have certainly thrown his flair and creativity into the preparation of the Italian side. There's the Japanese side coming out, and Terry Kennedy's just going to announce their side. Manga, Tanaka there, Mahata, Moro, Ajima, Wa, Guru. Rounds out the top 7 for Japan. Thank you very much, Phil Gould. Or I should say Phil Clark. And which of these Japanese players do you think are the real stars to watch out for, Terry? Manga, the skipper, is supposed to be the man to keep an eye on. Italy, coached by Craig Salvatore, so you imagine they would have had a very good preparation. And rejoining us on the touchline is Mario Fennick.
Good afternoon, boys.
How do you see these two teams lining up, Mario?
Well, I spoke to Craig Salvatore previously, and he says he's got a side that can... in fact, they played the Lebanese side in a game of 7s and beat them, so they've got some players that can score some tries.
Well, I think the kickoff got the Japanese there. They weren't expecting that one. The scrum will go down. It's Japan up against Italy. Italy didn't play in the championship last season. They did play in 1995, and they had a victory in one of their pool games. They beat Morocco before losing to South Africa and also the USA. But at the moment, it's Japan in possession and going to the ground for Moro. The hands looking to use the ball, trying to use their enterprise. That's the skipper. Menga.
Good defence by the Italians.
They're revved up by their coach and Craig Salvatore. Ajima, he put the step on, but they are going absolutely nowhere, Japan.
Japan have always had a problem, haven't they, in going forward in rugby league. You've got to do that first, haven't you, Mario, really, before you can start to throw the ball wide.
Well, they're just not up to date with the game, but the great thing about today is just have a go and see how you go.
Now, a chance for Italy to attack. Yenko. Through the hands it goes. Capavilla. Back for Robbie Martin. Robbie Martin for Italy scores the opening try of this encounter, and the Italians celebrate with a 4-pointer.
Robbie Martin looked very strong and very quick too as he took that try. I know there's very little in front of him, but he looked the part here as he received the ball. Robbie Martin comes around on the run around, offloads in 2 or 3 tackles, and that's the key. If you can offload with 3 players around you, you've just got a little bit of pace there to beat any cover that comes across. Are you impressed with the Italians, Mario?
Very much so, but Robbie Martin looks a bit like Dave Penner to me. In fact, he just winked at me. I'm sure it's Dave Penner. So they've got the wrong numbers on, 100%.
It must be his twin brother, Italian twin brother.
Japan now looking to try and add points. They trail by 6 points to 0. Heavy tackle there.
What a hit that was. Margatarini
came over the top, 200 miles an hour, and absolutely hammered his Japanese opponent.
Terry, they're well and truly out of their depth, this Japanese side. This Italian side can play. They've got players that have played the Winfield Cup. Too much skill. There's a Steenie there.
Through their hands. Steenie. Margatini. They came up with that big hit earlier on. Diarra. Through the hands. They've got numbers, the Italians. They should score. Mayenko. And eventually going across in the corner is Barbaro. 10 points to 0, Italy up.
They executed that well. They moved it from one side of the field to the other. 2 hands. Frankie Napoli eventually, as she says, going out to Barbaro. Finishes and made that look pretty easy. Another cover came across. Like Mario said, a lot of these players have got experience of playing out here in Australia. And what a great conversion of his try.
I'll tell you what, boys, you've got a pretty good crowd building up down here. It's a very, very warm day, as you can imagine. It's a beautiful day. We've we've got a few thousand people here. I'd hate to guess, but judging by what I can see, we might have 7,000 or 8,000 people here.
Good crowd building up and a long way to go in the day, isn't there? Menga taken on the halfway line and a heavy tackle. The Italians, they look keen, and why not? They lead by 12 points to 0. Another crunching tackle by Shannon Donato over there for the Italian side. He played with Souths last season.
Shannon Donato's playing with Souths this season too, and he's hopeful of securing the first grade hooking position. Very good player, Shannon Donato.
Scrum goes down right on the halfway line. Through the hands of Robbie Martin.
That's Dave Penner.
Penner it is. And Penner has slipped straight through. He was chased right to the try line. Dave Penner goes across.
Well, he goes over there for his second try of the afternoon. Italy take a 16 points to 0 lead with a conversion from in front. He's putting his hand up, he wants a break. 2 tries, why shouldn't he get one? Frankie Napoli from the scrum here, and Dave Penner just gets on the outside of his man. Too strong, very strong and elusive player. Bit of a swim of the hips, just teasing the defending player coming across to score into the post.
Fellas, I've had a couple of the Japanese players walk past me. They're tiny little blokes, you know, they're only little fellas. But obviously they're having a go, and they've got plenty of courage.
18 points to 0, they trail, and they do have plenty of courage.
Well, we've got to say something positive, don't we, boys?
They go forward this time, and Gima. It's a good ball, and there's been plenty of hard hits coming in from the Italian outfit. Good ball out the back. Japan, and they bomb a chance there. Nakano regathered. Nakano still going. Chips ahead. Can Japan score? No, they can't.
I'll tell you what, Terry, if Japan can score, the crowd will go wild.
The crowd is well and truly providing a great atmosphere here. There's Nakano, the chip ahead. The chase was on.
Frankie Napoli just spoiling a moment of glory there, kicking the ball out. Short kick up there by the Italian side. Quick thinking. Frankie Napoli punching onto it, and the offload here now. Here they go again, coming out wide.
Italians on the burst again. Japan, they trail by 18 points to 0. It could even be more. Back on the inside. Bavaro.
Great defence there. They made it all the way back.
And right on the half-time hooter, Denaro brought down.
What about the tenacity of this Japanese side? They might be able to play, but they've got a ton of ticker. Good defence there. They chase to the death.
18 points to 0. Italy in front. And there's been some late team changes to the Italian side, which are causing a little bit of havoc for everybody concerned, and also plenty of concern, Mario, for the Japanese outfit.
Yeah, as I said, honestly, they're half the size of the Italian side. But look, well, yeah, it's nice to see courage. I can hear Craig Salvatore. He's laying down the law. He's saying no turnover and no more tries. He must be dreaming, is he?
Plenty of sports action coming up on Sports Australia over the weekend. Don't forget the Davis Cup, Australia up against France from White City. Highlights tonight at 9:30 p.m. and Sunday at 10 p.m. Australia. 2 rubbers to 1 up over France at the moment. The Ericsson Cup, 3 matches live. Gippsland up against Melbourne, that's tonight at 7:30. And Perth up against West Adelaide live Sunday at 8 p.m. Sports Australia Channel 12, and round 6 from Calder Park, the Australian Stock Car Speedway Series. Highlights Sunday 12 noon on Sports Australia. That's Channel 12. Welcome to the microphone, Phil Gould. Hard work on the sideline, was it, with the Roosters?
I'll tell you what, it's very hot down there. Very hot. A little bit of sun cream on a couple of the players as they left the tunnel. They look very dapper, North Sydney, in the big shorts and the red shoes, didn't they?
A million miles an hour, and they went that also. Disappointed, or you just took that on the chin?
Oh, no, they're a good side, North Sydney. They always go on the 7.
Italy looking to extend this lead of 18 points to 0. Steeny going forward, saying in the first half they'll build plenty of courage shown by the Japanese.
Yeah, they are. They're a very willing one. We played them last
Donato
year.
now streaks away, gets it back for Capavilla, who goes over.
In the 12 months since last season, they've improved a lot. I mean, both in their knowledge of the game and their commitment to the harder stuff in the game, such as the defence and controlling the ball. A couple of players in this Italian side, of course, are qualified grade footballers. So, I mean, they've got a little bit of experience on this Japanese side, but that's what the 7's is all about, introducing new nations to the game. And a couple of ex-Roosters in this Italian side too, Frankie Napoli and Michael Ostini, and of course Craig Salvatore, the coach. So a little bit of Sydney City flavour there.
Very much a Roosters outfit and fired up. They lead by 24 points to 0. And Japan now, Mario, need a minor modern-day miracle.
Yeah, well, as I said, they made a break previously, Japan. The crowd went up as one. I'd like to see Japan score a try because the crowd would go berserk.
The Italians, coached by Craig Salvatore, aren't going to give 1 inch here.
No, they're not. Well, of course, in a lot of these divisions, for and against could ultimately decide what trophy you go into. Italy will be keen to keep Japan scoreless. They just lack a little bit of knowledge on the angles, the proper angles to run with the ball, Japan. Easy pickings for the Italian defence, and that's causing mistakes, drop balls and out over the sideline. But they have improved a lot since last season.
Marchettini was tackled 34 metres out. They moved the ball well. Now this appears to be Penner. And David Penner will go over for try number 2.
Yeah, nice little try down the short side here again. Japan just lacking a little knowledge of what may be a dangerous area for them. Italy quick to play the ball and then come down the short side with numbers, putting Penner away on the outside.
And now he puts the hand up. He's had enough. It's very warm down there, Mario Fennick, but Italy, they're rattling up the points.
Very warm down here, as we said before, but there's a little bit of a coolish breeze. The supporters are really enjoying the day. As I said, 7's is all about scoring tries, and let's hope we can see Japan score a try. It's a long shot, but let's see.
The crowd continues to build here. Italy up by 30 points to 0 over Japan. Going to run some angles, but Nakano just threw the ball a mile in front of his fellow player.
Yeah, well, it all looks good in training, doesn't it? But then under the pressure of the game, you've got to make those passes stick.
Italians have approached this game with plenty of intensity. Barbaro, back to Marchettini, and Marchettini beats his man, heads for the corner, and goes over for try number 6 for the Italians.
Just in the dying moments of this game, I mean, 14 minutes of 7's football in this heat is very draining. You can see the fatigue factor starting to take its toll on the Japanese. Players not covering up on the inside. Nice little move down the short side of the scrum, and sheer strength here, I guess, is what's eventually led to the try. A couple of soft tackles there from the heat and the exhaustion in the Japanese players. And a good try there.
34 points to 0, a very tough conversion. And the moment it left the boot was never a hope. So the scoreline remains 34-0. And they could be the smoky, Mario Fennick, with all the late changes to this Italian outfit and coached by Craig Salvatore.
I spoke to Salvo before, as I said previously, that he reckons they can play. They can, as Gus said, they're all players of great experience. A number of these players that we don't know have played grade at a particular standard as well. So yeah, this side is a very, very good 7's side. In fact, they played against Lebanon, who have got some good players as well, and they beat them. So don't worry about this side, they can play.
With the hands, Japan looking to open their try-scoring account at the moment. They've kept the ball alive well. Trying around, they've just got to go forward. Now they go forward. Tanaka gives it on the outside. Heads back inside. Kano, I think it is. Brought to the ground.
Go Japan!
Suzuki it was. Gets up, plays it. The crowd right behind this Japanese outfit at the moment. Through the hands. back for Ogaru. Out the back, still alive. Play on's the call. Put the ball down, son. It was a try.
Well, that'll give them a lot of pleasure. Referee helping a little there, perhaps a little sympathy for the Japanese side, but they've got themselves on the board.
Look at this.
Pop a ball out the back there. It was probably squeezed out by the Italian player. Yeah, good call by the referee to let play on.
So he might have bounced the ball there for one moment, but...
Mr. Suzuki has scored the try for Japan.
The conversion unsuccessful. And the crowd delighted very much in Japan's opening try of the Coca-Cola World Sevens.
Must be a great adventure for these guys from Japan to travel to Australia, playing a competition such as this. Certainly they would have had some fun today.
Penner, it appears to be wrapped up.
Well, I think in the 10 years of the Sevens, Mario, you know, sides like Papua New Guinea and Fiji and Samoa have really emerged as rugby league nations in the world, and it gets down to this Sevens and getting the invite to come to Sydney and play in tournaments such as this with the big name sides. The recognition they get at home, particularly if they can have a little success here. And every year they come back, they seem to improve.
Barrow goes over for yet another try for the Italians. And that scoreline, the biggest one we've seen so far, 38 points to 4 now.
There's been a few impressive sides today. I thought Newcastle were impressive, even though they won narrowly, and the Aboriginals certainly turned it on again for the supporters. And North Sydney, of course, a good win over the Roosters. We'll see one of the big guns very shortly, and Manly take the field. They're probably favourites for this year's Sevens. Full time there. A good win for the Italian side.
38 points to 4. Italy. Good victory over Japan, the biggest scoreline we've had so far in the championship. There's been some close matches, one already into extra time. And now, Italy with quite a few first graders going around for the Italians, thumping Japan by 38 points to 4. And a big one coming up. Illawarra up against Manly. Of course, a new coach for the Steelers in Andrew Farrar. Good moment for him.
It's a nice one to draw first up, though, isn't it? I mean, the favourites for the competition. I was talking to Andrew earlier downstairs, and
run out on the field. David Penner is the fullback. Enko, Barrow, Villa, Piero, Donato, and Tom Rando, the big number 10.
Some Parramatta element there.
A little bit of everything there.
David Penner, a former Parramatta and Penrith player. A couple of other younger guys there in our lower grades.
And here come the United States of America, a team with plenty of raps on them. James Johnson is the skipper. Forrest Hampton, Nate Turner, Matt Reel, Fernando Evans, Tay Galloway, Martin Patton and Greg Smith. They're a good team by all reports, Brian Smith.
Yeah, well, most of these guys come from a great athletic background to get to where they got to in the college system in football there. They just have to be tremendously quick players. They're very athletic. It's a matter of whether they can adapt to a very, very different game. They don't play laterally very much. They've done a heap of work. Let's see how they go.
David Aboud is the referee. This contest between Italy and the United States. This is the 6th year the USA have been involved in the Sevens. Their record just 5 wins and 14 losses. And a deep kickoff, and we're about to see what people say is the fastest team in the Coca-Cola Rugby League Sevens. David Penner is the fullback for Italy. A little bit of a knock on. He's put his foot in the touch, has he? And the United States are going to turn the ball over.
These are the things that I guess we rugby league people take for granted, and the Americans just don't understand. You step out of bounds in their game, you keep the ball. Step out of bounds in our game and you get your leg cut off.
Scrappy scrum. If there's any other kind. Penner. He was in sparkling form for Italy in the opening game. Can he score again? He can't, but he can promote a try.
Well, the referee's called it back. Terry, you've seen a forward pass in there somewhere.
Must have been the final one from Canada. Yanko. And he can afford to smile about it. Referee Abood. And I'm sure the United States team can also smile about it. Phil Clark joins the sideline. Phil, a very speedy looking outfit.
Certainly, I think, as Brian said, inexperience could perhaps go against the American side, but let's wait and see. I know they've been training for several weeks for this, and all the players have been looking forward to it. Speaking to a couple who've been trialling out at the Roosters, and Martin Patton's one of them. I know their fitness has improved over the last few weeks. They certainly lack nothing in explosive or dynamic power, and he was receiving a bit of space.
Little knock on, and referee Abood has picked that up. So they've been unable to show us any of this much talked about pace. That's Nate Turner.
Again, I think they're wearing some funny numbers here on us, Terry, because that wasn't Nate. That one I'm sure of, because I do know Nate. But they really struggle with the ball on the ground. Again, it's a foreign concept to them. They just don't have to play with anything but the ball in the air.
Henna. Back inside. Barbaro. Still looking for a way through. Can't get on the outside of his man. And number 10 goes forward for Italy, but he's upended. Tom Randa. Chiaro. They're up out of the line very quickly, the USA, and they'll pay the penalty. Yanko goes over this time, and the try is awarded.
Again, the concept of working as a team unit, as a line, and staying in front of the ball, if you like, is very difficult. They want to go out there and smash people. That's the name of the explosive game in the NFL or American football. And to get out of the line and chase like that in sevens really exposes yourself. You have to be sensational on your feet and have a lot of luck to make a tackle going at that pace.
So they find themselves 4-0 down. As the coach of this USA outfit has a little bit of experience himself in Warren Ryan, who's been the guest coach for the United States.
I reckon Warren deserves a big rap too, because he's given a lot of his time to help these guys. He's a retired coach nowadays, the Wok. He's put a lot of time into these guys, and hope it pays off for them a little.
They're very keen to razzle-dazzle. With Phil Clark, it doesn't always work.
No, but they all seem pretty happy with the outcome of that. They like the fact that, I don't think they realise, like Brian said, that once you go out of bounds, they're going to probably lose possession here at this resulting scrum. They were all so shocked, I think, that the little move came off.
Scrum, Ridley. Paolini into the line. Gets up, 38 metres out.
Again, I think we've got some funny numbers there. That's Paolini, number 8, who's offloaded.
And across, Barbaro, who goes across for another try for Italy. And he wants a spell quickly. They're up by 8-0 over the USA.
They just haven't picked up the concept yet, the Americans, as you'd expect they wouldn't. You see a missed tackle there. They're trying to work. They're trying to work as individuals and smash the guy with the ball. And anyone worth his salt, and some of these guys and the Italian team have obviously had some experience in the game. They know how to step when someone comes to smash them, and consequently they lose any framework of defence.
What can they do with the ball? Well, they're not keen to hang on to it too much. They've seen an opportunity here. The chase is on, and there's the speed. Can he get the bounce?
Give it to him, ref.
He's claimed the try. They've gone for the video replay. Well, this will be interesting. Phil Clark will see this, but explosive speed.
Yeah, Martin Patton's one of the players who's been out at the Roosters for several weeks. A very popular person amongst the club. Great character. He really lifts the joint during training. He's been telling me he had a race against Shane Warwick the other week and came runner up to him, but he backed his pace on this occasion. Toes it through, does pretty well.
I think he's missed out.
I'd say that's a no try.
It was a great decision to put the play on, though. They picked the right time. It was obviously something that Warren Ryan has practiced with them. It was a great opportunity. Did he get a hand on this? Oh, go on, give it to him.
Downward pressure. There may have been a fingertip on it. No try. No try is the call from referee Abood.
I think we need a little more than no try there, because the referee doesn't know whether that was made dead by America, knocked on or not, whether that was a 20-metre tap or indeed a goal line dropout.
The dropout was the ruling, and they turned the possession over. And Diarro, the Italian number 6, is fired up.
Again, I just don't understand that. They don't understand about getting onto the floor, because again in their game you don't do that. And each time they've been pushed into touch, it's because they've been trying to fight to get that extra metre or two forward, and they'd be better off just to cut their losses and get onto the ground and play the ball.
Good ball movement by the Italians. They're on the way. They lead by 10 points to 0 at the moment.
Oh, good hit.
Right on the half-time buzzer, Penner with a little bit of space. A man on the outside can't get there. And Shannon Sparks tidies up for the USA. End of quite a frantic half of footy. Italy in front by 10 points to 0. They're willing.
What do you say to a group of people like this, Clarkie?
Oh, I don't know. I think Italy are pretty fortunate to have played their first game against the Japanese side. Perhaps if America had had the chance to have a bit of a run out against probably the weakest of these three sides in the group, they would have benefited from that. You see Craig Salvatore there now, laying the law down to his side. He knows at 10 points to 0 it's not over. But America, I think, must score first in the second half if they're to have any chance.
I think I've heard Craig Salvatore speaking Italian late at night.
That was Italian, wasn't it? He's done a good job, the big man, Craig Salvatore.
They'll try and run around us or try and kick and chase. They're very fast. Now 2 men drop back 5 or 10 yards, okay? So you can... You don't have to go hard, guys. This is simple. We can beat these blokes easy, okay? Just keep the defence up. Good defence has done well, okay? All right? Nice and simple. Very, very simple. Simple play will beat.
7 hard minutes.
You see what they're going to do now. They can't pass the ball around, so they're going to try and put those kicks to score.
7 minutes is jack shit. 7 minutes you put a dent on these guys.
Well, that's an Italian huddle. I like it when everybody talks with their hands.
Bill Clark, it seems to be working a treat for Italy.
Yeah, I think Craig Salvatore is doing a good job, and they looked a good side in the first hit up against Japan, and I think they'll go, they'll do quite well in this competition.
The lad on screen there is Adam Capavilla, who's also a Parramatta player. So I think they've shot us a couple of dummies here on the numbers.
They've got quite a good lineup, this Italian outfit, and we did mention that they could be one of the dark horses in the competition. And the scoreline in the second half, 10 points to 0 over the USA. Looking to strike back. United States, they've been working out quite a bit.
There's a tackle by Turner. He wants to hurt someone.
Another good hit.
Hey.
Showing plenty of enthusiasm.
Hey.
And that's the biggest of all three. And it brings a great roar from the crowd. Johnston was the man. James Johnson, and the Italians have taken exception to it. And the crowd love it, every moment of it. The Americans are fired up. Evans is in there, number 3. Let's have a look at this hit. There was 3 in a row. It was a beauty by Johnson. Penner got straight back up.
Oh, right up under the ball. He could have stuck with him and banged him right down there, but he got off lightly, I think, Penner.
Phil Clark, there was a bit of technique in that by Johnson.
Yeah, he's been working on it. He was over here about 12 months ago, so he's seen a fair bit of rugby league. I don't know whether
he thought that the play was tackled or what. I'm not too sure how he got off him so quickly. But I think a little bit of bravado went on after that. Seems to have calmed down now. The penalty going towards Italy.
Well, this gives Italy more possession. And I don't think the USA know too much about the offside rule. Creeping well and truly inside the area. And the big hits continue from the USA. Johnson once again involved. Margattini doing some good work for Italy. Had a good opening game of the championship through their hands.
Oh, look
once again, a big gang tackle by the USA, and the crowd have come alive here. Johnson was involved again, but that's opened a gap. Ianco has scored a try in the first half. The ball loose. Diarra. And very much the villains at the moment, the Italians.
Well, the referee, I think the referee's the villain. The crowd want to see the Americans do whatever they want.
And they're virtually doing that. Couldn't quite handle that, Evans. Hampton, Morris Hampton trying to get away from his man, can't do so. And you can feel the intensity in this Italian side also lifting. Called out for a bit of a high shot, is he? Adam Capavilla.
Oh, draped across his shoulder, maybe rearranged his little bit of sweat on his nose there for him.
Turned the ball over and flicked it out the back, and there's been a little knock on in there.
I think Clark is right about it. These guys just need to. There's nothing you can do apart from play the game to learn to play. When you're starting off absolutely square one, they need to get out there and get the feel of what this game's all about. And they'll get better. Hopefully they'll get better in the next game.
And Phillips involved in that tackle. Good hands by the Italians. Barbaro, he's over again. He's been causing damage all day. And Barbaro goes over for his second. And 14 points to nil now. Italy up over USA.
It's lovely hands. And the Italian boys with some concepts about how the game's played, and some of them are very good players, know how to draw and pass and promote the ball to someone in a better position. The Americans are learning.
The kick was successful. 16 points to nil.
For the flag.
And inside the final couple of minutes, Phil Clark, the crowd would love to see the USA put on a try.
They will, and if not in this game, then I'm just a little bit worried for the Japanese in the next game the Americans play. The Japanese adopt a tactic of running straight at their opponent, and we saw the size of the Japanese side, and we've also seen the hitting power of the Americans, so expect some fireworks in that one.
It's a recipe for collision.
Sean Sparks takes his side down the right end of the field. Martin Payton trying to work the ball. They've got a chance. There's plenty of cover for Italy here. Evans. He was just pinned to the sideline. Sloppy play the ball has cost Evans. The referee has allowed play to go on. Last tackle. Evans plays it. Away. Kick was by Sparks. Like a horse without a jockey at the moment.
Well, maybe it gives us a full appreciation of just how many little things there are that may seem simple to us, but they're a damn sight difficult when you haven't ever done them before, and particularly if you haven't grown up with the game. Actually, I reckon these guys would be better suited to 13 aside. This is an even more difficult game where your skill level is exposed, or any weakness in your skill level is exposed tremendously quickly at this sort of level in sevens.
Penner threw the dummy on the outside, stepped off the right foot, and he's over for another try for Italy. And they now lead by 20 points to 0, and they are raining on the parade of the US of A. Penner's been a very handy acquisition for this Italian outfit.
He's been a quality first-grade player. He's played for a few clubs, David Penner, in his time. He knows about footy. I think that this American team are a different lot to the ones we've seen here in the past. Bit of a catch-22, really. The guys that have come here in the past from over there are really just guys who enjoy footy and know a little bit about it, played a bit of rugby union, not good enough really to be quality athletes in the American sporting collegiate system. And these were the people we're looking at today have no background in the game. Those other guys are never going to be anything special because they're physically so limited. These blokes have got all the physical qualities, but they just haven't got the footy nous yet.
Pat on the back for Sparks. They failed to register any points. The United States team, 22 points to 0. Italy victors. And no doubt Phil Clark, they'll be better for the run.
Yeah, and they'll look forward to the game against the Japanese. I suspect they're going to that as favourites, but
inspired by their coach Tommy Raudonikis and the players in good spirits. These two clubs, Blocker, had some of the great encounters of the 70s.
Oh.
Sometimes bloodbaths at Lidcombe Oval.
This will be interesting too. Desi Hasler playing against his old club for the first time. And Manly beaten in their first game by North Sydney, which was a bit of a shock too, I might add.
There's Desi Hasler, the veteran who has decided he wanted to go around for at least another season. Mick Lewis is our referee. Willis will get proceedings underway for the Magpies.
Illawarra block. Illawarra
it was, yeah, sorry.
Beat Manly.
Yep.
And Manly will have to beat West by more than 18 points to get themselves back into the top part of the draw tomorrow.
That's true. I'll tell you, if West win, they go to the Cup. Manly must win by 10 points to go into the Cup. So there's a couple of scenarios there. We're underway.
And they were very impressive in their first game too, Western Suburbs. A number of great players in their side. Brendan Pearson scored a couple of tries. The McGuinness brothers, he scored 2 tries. Desi Hasler leading the way for the Magpies.
Yeah, big, very strange feeling for Des Hasler out there in the Magpies colours up against his long-time club. And Manly, they'll mean business after that loss to Illawarra. Lions.
Certainly a couple of players they'll miss Manly from their last few 7 seasons. Desi Hasler's one and Matthew Ridge is the other.
Hopewadi is on his way but pulled down in desperation defence by Ken McGuinness. Last tackle. The Sea Eagles. Cliffy's gone without it. Knocked back is the call. Sidaris, the kick. Will Pearson be able to get out of his ground? He can't.
Yeah, tremendous chase there from Craig Hancock. Very underrated player there. He makes the tackle on Brendan Pearson. And there's more pressure to be put on from this Manly side. That's a better start from them, Jason. They look a little bit more enthused in this game against Western Suburbs.
Yeah, that's a great start. To get 2 sets of 6 back-to-back against the side is going to have West struggling for the rest of the game.
He's back. Craig Innes. Danny Moore goes without it.
Well, that will be a sigh of relief for the Western Suburbs side. Second tackle. Danny Moore has gone without the football. That'll be a feed to the Western Suburbs Magpies about 40 metres out from their own line.
Just reminding you, if West win, they go into the Cup. Manly must win by 10 points to go into the Cup.
I think it's 18, Terry.
It's 18, is it?
Yeah, Manly are -4 and West are +14.
Oh, that's an even bigger task for the Sea Eagles. They need points, they need a lot of them, and they need to score them quickly. Magpies in the box seat. Nil all the scoreline. Through the hands. Willis, who works so well with this man, Pearson. Play on is the call. The chase is on. The Magpies will score. Great play by McGuinness.
Well, he just hasn't got enough speed, has he, young McGuinness? Unbelievable pace shown there. Lots of fortune again for the Magpies. A loose ball on the inside from Brandon Pearson. The ball went to ground. Here it is. He tries to beat Gartner on the outside. The speculator on the inside. The kick through from McGuinness. And have a look at the speed of this young fellow.
Kevin McGuinness, he kept it on the toe. He knew what he was doing. And then he absolutely scorched across the turf to get to the ball. Great try. Damien Kennedy converts. And now the Magpies lead by 6 points to 0. That's exactly the start they needed, Jason Taylor.
Yeah, it certainly is. It hurts me to see Andrew Willis not take the field goal attempts after what he did to us last year at Campbelltown.
Exactly, that last-minute field goal, which cost North Sydney victory on that Monday night at Campbelltown. Through the hands of Lyons. Menzies, now Innes. Simple, it's just numbers. Danny Moore goes across, gets the ball down, and makes it 6 points to 4.
Well, that's a Manly we're used to watching. Cliff Lyons again involved. A set play there from Manly to get the extra man. And in the end, it's Danny Moore who scores the try. The set play here, Lyons involved, the long pass. Menzies, quick hands. Innes, Desi Hasler comes across in cover defence. Moore just a little bit too much pace. The conversion unsuccessful from Craig Field. The scoreline, Western Suburbs 6, Manly 4.
The good teams make tries like that look easy, don't they?
They certainly do, and Craig Field, former Rabbitoh, stepping out in the Manly colours. It's a while to get used to the new look. Players look so different in different colours.
Yeah, it does too, doesn't it? Well, I mean, it's going to take a little while for Craig Field to settle into Manly style of play, but I'm sure he will. He's a tremendous young player.
Siri Lang for the Magpies. Loses his jumper, and the ball is now wrapped up in it. So as Siri Lang gets it out and play on. Hasler looking for a way through against his old teammates. And Craig Innes says, come here, Desi.
He's a good defender, isn't he, Jason? Craig Innes.
Georgialis back on the
inside.
misses.
He does. He really adapted to the Optus Cup really quickly, Craig Innes, in defence.
McGuinness. This is Ken McGuinness. Taken out in back play, was he? The referee says he was. Jimmy Sedaris, as we've seen throughout his career, had plenty to say to the referee. But it's an argument you just can't win.
It'll be hard to stop here, Pearson. Oh,
bounced it. So Brendan Pearson, who went himself, play will come back to the 20-metre line for a tap restart.
There was no need for that. There was a perfect opportunity to go well ahead. They had 6 tackles, only 10 metres out. Manly will make you pay.
Well, Hopewadi can't handle it.
Manly are playing like a team who know they need to win by 18, aren't they?
Exactly. And the clock is against them because there's inside 45 seconds until the half-time break.
Every time West have the ball, regardless of whether they score or not, if they hold it for 6, they tick the clock down, the chances become less and less that they're going to lose by that margin.
That should be the first thing that their coach, Tommy Rodonica, speaks to in the half-time about. Just completion. That's all you have to worry about, man. We have to take all the chances.
Damien Kennedy. Kennedy is straight through. He has absolutely busted them wide open. And this is a soft try. Damien Kennedy.
He reminds me of Les Boyd.
Young back rower with a big future.
He skipped out of the tackle, the attempted tackle there from Craig Field. He went low on a much bigger player, just skipped out of the tackle. Very powerful in the legs, Kennedy. And a tremendous try to that young man. Western Suburbs in front.
And the conversion successful. These points are all hurting Manly's chances of making it to the cup.
Here it is, what Jason Taylor and I were speaking about a little bit earlier, about you must be able to tackle one-on-one. And there we see Craig Field just couldn't handle the much bigger player.
The Magpies, there's coach Tom Rudonikus. He'll be right in their ear, Jason Taylor. He won't let them back off one iota.
As we were talking about the fact that they know Manly have to score those 18 points, but they don't want to be going into the game thinking, oh, well, OK, it doesn't matter if we lose, we just don't let them win by 18. They go into the game positive, play like they've been playing, maybe not the drop ball on the first tackle, which we saw right on the line, but control the ball, the chances are there, take them, and they keep going the way they are. They won't only get into the cup, but they'll beat Manly.
Yeah, West can afford to lose, Blocker, by up to 10 points and still make the cup quarterfinals, but that man wants to see his side take winning form into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I don't think Tommy would be too happy, and the players are all competitive too. As Jason will probably be able to tell you a little bit better than me, but they want to win these games.
To go into the quarterfinals, having beaten Manly, who have come into the competition as the favourites, will be a great boost for them, that's for sure.
Well, Manly lost their earlier game to Illawarra by 14 points to 10. Now, that loss was only their second in 4 seasons of the Coca-Cola World Sevens. So that's just how competitive and how successful Manly have been at these championships.
It certainly shows, Jason, that Manly made the benchmark for the Sevens, and now everyone's, you know, pretty well catching up, and they are known as, when you come and play in the World Sevens, the team to beat. At the moment, West 12 points to 4 ahead of Manly. Manly need to score.
The kickoff, we're underway. Should be a great second half. McGuinness wrestled to the ground. This time by Sidaris. Willis, who's coming to the side with Cherry Mesher, a late withdrawal. And Willis forms a sensational partnership with Brendan Pearson. Damien Kennedy, the try scorer just before the half-time break. Desi Hasler, the former Sea Eagle, now looking to bury them in the cup playoff. And a loose ball.
Well, we've seen a number of times his hands in the tackle. It's a Manly feed here. The new look Cliffy Lyons, short crop of hair there. Clifford.
I bet Cliffy Lyons would be wishing Desi Hasler was next to him in a Manly jersey at the moment, looking at the scoreboard and knowing what's got to be done.
And they formed a match-winning combination over many a long year, Hasler and Lyons. And now Manly must do it without Des. Field. That pass was a tough one back on the inside. It was hard.
Well, it's just a comedy of errors so far for Manly. Craig Field not happy with himself.
And it's going to take Craig Field quite some time to fit into Manly's pattern of play. They're 3-time champions at the Sevens, Manly.
Very hard to fit into the number 7 jumper too, I could imagine. I mean, Jeff Tuvey, one of the greats of our game.
Won't give it up easy. Here goes Hasler. Steps and
pass it to a Manly player.
He's called for that, Hancock. Desi, I'm off you.
A bit of a brain fade by Desi. Innes. Hopewadi. Can he get on the outside of McGuinness? He can't.
That's good defence there from McGuinness, Jason. A lot of people have been saying over the last few years McGuinness's defence isn't that good. Today, he stopped many a raid from Manly.
John Hopewadi trying to go around the outside is so hard to stop.
Gartner. Now Lyons looking to drive Manly towards the try line. There's a gap back on the inside, and that's exactly where Menzies came. Hopewadi, McGuinness. Can McGuinness stop him? Hopewadi. Too strong, too much speed on the outside, and simply too good in the end.
Yeah, well, a few odds there. He's tried it on a couple of occasions. McGuinness has come up trumps there, but this time, Hopewadi, too strong. Steve Menzies involved in the play in the middle of the ruck, the long ball out, and Hopewadi, too strong. There's that long spiral pass. Here's the outside, tries to beat him. McGuinness matches it with him for speed. He bumps away from him once. McGuinness comes again. But can't stop the try being scored.
A sign of a good player, Jason, that Hopewadi continued to back himself on a number of occasions against McGuinness, and he eventually got the money.
He's such a strong player. McGuinness has got him a couple of times when he's tried to go around him, but when he gets that close to the line, you've really got to be right on top of him if you're going to stop him.
Manly and the Magpies. 12 points to 8. The Magpies in front.
Just a strong run there from McGuinness. Good 15-metre gain. Siri Lang now.
Willis, a dummy half. Through the hands. George Arliss, the little kick. The chase is great by McGuinness.
Try.
No try. Manly got there first and forced the ball.
It's a line drop out. This is another opportunity for the Magpies. Let's see what they can do.
Short kick off. It goes the 10. I thought Hancock got his hand on the ball too quickly inside the 10. Now the Magpies back on the attack. Pearson.
Unstoppable.
Pearson backs himself, and why not?
Jason Taylor, how good is this bloke from 10 metres out? I've seen him do it in the 13-a-side game. No problem, backs himself from dummy half there. Power to burn.
He's very strong on the legs. He's very good at hitting a gap at any time. He runs off Paul Langmack a lot in the 13-a-side game, and he's very hard to stop. If it's one-on-one or even two-on-one at times, he busts through the tackle.
Brandon Pearson has been in great form so far in the Sevens, picking up 3 tries in the earlier game.
Well, I think he's destined for bigger things in our game. I think he's got representative player written all over him. I know he played for country last year, but I think he can go higher than that.
Damien Kennedy with the drop conversion is successful. And the mighty Magpies, they stretch that advantage now. And Manly very quick to counter-attack. Great work. Sodaris trying to get the ball back to that try-scoring machine in Menzies. But it was to no avail. And they withstand another raid to the Magpies.
I didn't get to see much of Manly's earlier game, but it seems to me that Steve Menzies is quite content just to catch and pass the ball. We know how good he is getting it under his arm and taking them on. I'd like to see him do it a bit more.
18 points to 8. The Magpies in control of this contest. Inside the final 90 seconds. Kennedy back for Pearson. Always a willing worker. McGuinness, a great pass off the deck. Razzle-dazzle stuffed by the Magpies. McGuinness again. Lomamenko pulls up, goes back, and he's flung to the ground by Denny Moore.
These have been impressive too, the Magpies in their both games.
Hazard keeps the ball alive. And Kennedy so close to getting through that gap. Last tackle for the Magpies. What are their options? They go to the veteran in Hazard. Decoy runner on the inside. Chip ahead. Menzies was well positioned.
He read it beautifully, didn't he, Stephen Menzies? Here's Manly on the counter-attack.
There's numbers out here for the Magpies. Hopewadi gets around his man. Lang trying to cut him down again. The ankle tap is a beauty. It is a try, though. Terry Hill meandered across the final 20 metres to touchdown, but it was all over. Too little, too late, simply not enough. Manly go down by 18 points to 12, despite that late try by Terry Hill.
Adam Capavilla, Orazio Darrow, Shannon Donato and Tom Rando. And the Western Suburbs Magpies, Ken McGuinness, Kevin McGuinness, Brandon Pearson, look out for him today. Des Hasler, Mosesi Maravalu, Andrew Willis and Damien Kennedy. We've had a couple of European teams, as we see Des Hasler. A couple of European teams still involved in these quarterfinals. The Italians, and then in the game after this, Lebanon will take on Parramatta. Two great games, Phil Clark.
They certainly are. This game gives us a chance perhaps for an upset. Italy very impressive yesterday in their group, and saw Greg Salvatore before this game. He was pretty confident they had a chance. Having said that, Western Suburbs, one of the most impressive sides from yesterday, along with North Sydney and perhaps Parramatta, so chance for maybe an upset.
David Penner gets us underway. It comes down to McGuinness. And the ball comes out wide again to Kevin McGuinness. And Ken McGuinness follows up, and that'll be the first try to the Magpies. As simple as that.
It certainly made it look easy, didn't they, Eric? From a disastrous start for Italy, really. Less than 30 seconds gone. Western Suburbs scoring another post. The McGuinness brothers, very, very dangerous attacking players. We saw that last season. Here they link. Have a natural ability to attack and support one another. Great inside one-handed pass there. Great demonstration of skill.
And Ken McGuinness brings the ball around. They really will have to watch these McGuinness brothers, Russell Fairfax.
Well, it's a simple play there. The inside man covers the inside pass. There was no inside man for Italy, and it was just a clear passage over the line.
So an early setback for the Italians. It comes their way now through Penner. Brings the man inside. That's Frank Napoli. Looking left, Penner. Brings the man through. He'll go through and score. Carmine Barbaro. So the immediate response from the Italians. We've got ourselves a great ball game.
This is going to be a cracker. Great ball from David Penner. He was perhaps one of the stars for the Italians yesterday. You see here, Frankie Napoli's just hit it up. Ball out to David Penner. Draws in two defenders, and a great ball out to Barbaro to score under the post. And it looks like, yes, we have a 6-all matchup.
Tied up ball game. The perfect response. So now it's Western Suburbs, whose defence in that play looked pretty ordinary. Will take it back. Swing it left through Hasler. Taken high. Hasler offloads. This is Kennedy. The long cut-out ball. Oh, too much pace. Lomanamako. They've got pace, they've got support, and they've got the strength up the middle.
I think we could be in store for a pretty high-scoring game in this match. We've had 3 phases of possession and 3 tries resulting from that. This one a little bit more of a difficult angle to convert from. Pressure now back on Italy. Can they score in their set of 6 tackles? Western Suburbs will just be focusing on probably trying to break serve, as they try to call it in 7's football, and holding them out.
And they bring it round. Damien Kennedy sends it to the right hand of the uprights. So Western Suburbs now with a 10-6 lead as the Italians come back at them. And the Italians getting plenty of support from the Lebanese in the crowd, I can tell you. The ball inside. Oh, almost got away. That was Margaritini. Penner. Paolini. Just trying to offload, gets it back. Back to 1. 6 more tackles, Italy. This is Penner from the play of the ball. He's scragged to the ground by Des Hasler. They look left and go right through Napoli. Picks up a couple more metres. They're just 3 metres out, Italy. Margaritini. Endo brings the man in. The West's defence is good. Last tackle. The chip through from Paolini, just too long.
I'd say more, Eric, than the good defence from the West. It's a fantastic defence. They withstood 7 tackles there on their own line. A very difficult feat in 7's football. They worked as a line, communicated and slid across the field to match up whatever numbers the Italians had against them.
Hasler. This is one man to watch in this final series. Brandon Pearson gets the ball back to Mosisi Maravalu. He's met in a crunching tackle and taken into touch. So the Italians will get the scrum feed about 35 metres out from Western Suburbs line. With Barbaro to feed. Comes out along the line now. Penna stepping. Can't find a way through. All right, Valu picks him up in the tackle. Darrow. Donato. He'll play it on the 20-metre line. They've got numbers out wide if they get it. Penna gets it out wide here to Barbaro. He's already scored one try, puts on the step. Can't get the ball inside, he's bundled into touch.
Fantastic defence. Western Suburbs have been sieged on their own line. 2 sets of 6 here now, and been able to withstand whatever the Italians could throw at them.
And Carmine Barbaro is injured just outside the field of play. This is the incident taken high there by Brandon Pearson. Well, that was designed to hurt, and it certainly did. Laminamako finds some support in Kevin McGuinness. McGuinness looks inside, finds a Seri Lang. This is Georgalis. Georgalis still going.
Must score left.
They've got numbers to burn with a quick play the ball. Hasler, he sizes it up. The Italians were up flat. Kevin McGuinness into dummy half. He's got Georgalis outside him. He gets it. Now it comes back to Ken McGuinness. He sets sail for the line and he'll go right through. You could almost see that one building up from behind. He sized up the opportunity and took the gap.
You've really got to give full credit to Western Suburbs there. On the stroke of half-time, they come up with perhaps something that'll just take the game their way. Just pace there, isn't it? There'll only a half gap really for him to go through. The defensive line seemed to be in good formation, but his pace made the difference, and he penetrated to score under the post. They'll take a 14-6 lead at half-time.
There you go. That's the sort of support that Lebanon can expect in the next game here when they take on Brian Smith's Parramatta Eels. The Eels, of course, very impressive in day one, as were Lebanon. And Lebanon brought along their very own cheer squad. The phones would have been burning to Beirut last night. As you can see, speaking of burning, Tommy Radonicus laying down the law, not happy at all.
Well, each coach has the different styles. Some are relaxed and laid back, and some are not.
It's hard to get a word out of Brian Smith at half-time, but look at Tommy go for it. Yeah, Des is pretty laid back about the whole thing, isn't he? He's been in this situation dozens of times before.
Yeah, he's seen it all before. But Western Suburbs, along with North Sydney, perhaps been two of the most impressive sides so far. Though you see Craig Salvatore gesticulating to his players.
I was just going to say how very Italian. You chop his arms off and he's he can't talk.
No.
Craig Salvatore, didn't he provide some good service for several clubs over the years?
Very charismatic person, and done a great job with the Italians in this tournament so far.
£14-6 in this cup quarter-final between Western Suburbs and Italy. Just waiting for a start to get underway. We are underway. The kickoff is a short one. It comes again to Carmine Barbaro. Darrow from dummy half brings in Margaritini. He's just held in the tackle of 3 men. If they get a quick play the ball and swing it wide, they'll have space. In fact, they've got a penalty. Not happy with the decision, Damien Kennedy. Not necessarily that you'd expect him to be. So the Italians bring play up now to the halfway line. The run around from Darrow, the long cutout ball as Shannon Donato brought down in a good tackle out wide by McGuinness. Penner just took his eye off the ball and allows Damien Kennedy to run it back at the Italians. I always wonder, Russell Fairfax, what the talk is like down on the ground, and is it in English?
There's not much talk at all from either side. I think this heat is really having a big effect on the teams. They'll be happy to finish this game pretty early, but you've got to take your hat off to Italy. They started off the game pretty scratchy, but they're putting it together now, and they're making one of the favourites, I guess, West, earn all the points they get.
Good break here from Brandon Pearson. He's finally dragged down just 33 metres out from the line. They send it out along the line. McGuinness brings in a Seri Lang. Lang has pace and power. He will go all the way. He'll bring it around right behind the posts. And Western Suburbs now kick out to an 18-6 lead.
I think you can put a lot of the credit to that try down to Kevin McGuinness. His footwork just to hold up the slide of the Italian defence, created the space out wide then. And you see West here now score to go to 18-6 lead. Seri Lang scoring a relatively easy try after they stretched the ball wide to the left-hand side of the field through Brandon Pearson.
Well, this is not an easy attempt for Damien Kennedy. He's kicked one today. It's close enough and it goes through. So 20-6 now. Western Suburbs over Italy in this Cup quarter-final from the Sydney Football Stadium. David Penner puts the step on, goes around Hasler, also goes around Andrew Willis. Recovers the ball. And Penner will play it 15 metres out. Rando taken in a big tackle. He picks up a few more metres. That is 5 metres out now, the Italians. Comes out along the line. Darrow. Oh, it's an intercept. Look out. Here they come. Big stepping. Plenty of running. Maravalu. Oh, look. He will go all the way. That is a wonderful example of 7's rugby league.
Here.
He was cornered over by the sideline. He created space for himself with a couple of steps. He came back in field, and by the time that the Italians had figured out there was a threat, it was too late. You can see it here. He went wide, he stepped back inside, the big step, and then he set sail for the line. Ah, wonderful stuff.
West proving to us that they've got all the attributes really to trouble on the North Sydney side later on. Very strong defensively and also got the ability to score from deep inside their own half. Some capable goal kickers as well.
Absolutely right. We'll come back for another start. Here they come, Italy. The winner of this match will go on to play the winner of Lebanon and Parramatta. North Sydney will take on South Sydney as the Italians go through to score.
Shannon Donato, they're going over under the post. Shows that the Italians haven't quite surrendered yet. 26-10. Kick to come. Just over 2 minutes left on the clock. It's a big ask.
And a good kick too. 26-12. They'll have to make it quick. The big step. And he runs around behind the posts. Shannon Donato. Western Suburbs with the restart from halfway. This is Kennedy. Brings in Brandon Pearson. He's hit in a heavy tackle. And the Italians have come up with the ball. Still plenty of time. Less than 2 minutes, but in 7's football, anything can happen. Rando picks up a few more metres just inside Western Suburbs territory. They swing it left. Paolini is caught in the tackle of Kennedy. Will play it on the 10-metre line. The kick ahead from Barbaro scored the first Italian try today. But easily diffused. Back there by Savanaka Lomanamako. McGuinness all the way through. McGuinness. Kevin McGuinness sets sail for the line. He's got a long way in front of him. The chase is coming now from Frank Napoli. But even he gives up close to the line. And Kevin McGuinness runs 75 metres to score the try that will win this match for Western Suburbs with a backflip at the end. Haha, that's entertainment. 30 points to 12, Western Suburbs. Here we go. He gets towards the line, puts the ball down, comes back up again. Look at this. I'm pretty happy with myself. Throws the ball away. And the big backflip.
Jeez, he's got some energy after running all that far.
I was amazed he got up. 32 points to 12 now. Less than 10 seconds to go. Italy isn't giving up.
Western Suburbs perhaps showing that last year we had the Johns boys who were the real dominant force in the successful Newcastle side. This year maybe the McGuinness boys. See they go again, they haven't finished yet.
They're still going. Pearson gets it out. Well, this is Pearson now. Looking for support. Finds it now. This is Willis. And Andrew Willis will put the final punctuation on what has been a very comprehensive Western Suburbs victory. 36 points to 12. They'll take the kick, but it's pretty immaterial now. Western Suburbs is through. They will contest the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola Cup. And stand by, look out, the Lebanon fans. This is what they've been waiting for today. They've been over there for hours. The first game kicked off almost 4 hours ago. They've been very, very patient today. Lebanon